Your dog has already decided. No competition was held. No vote was taken. They simply know, with a certainty that bypasses thought entirely, who their person is. And every single day, in ways so quiet and so woven into ordinary moments, they are showing you. The problem is, most owners never see it. Not because they are not paying attention, because nobody ever told them what to look for. These are not tricks. They are not behaviors you trained into your dog. They are things your dog does specifically, exclusively, and deliberately for one person. There is a very good chance that person is you. Here are the 5 signs, and the science behind every single one. 1. They monitor your breathing while you sleep. Most people assume their dog sleeps through the night the same way they do, curled up, unconscious, completely switched off. That is not what is actually happening. Researchers who studied dog sleep behavior found something most owners walk right past. Dogs who share a sleeping space with their favorite person do not fully switch off at night. They cycle in and out of lighter sleep phases at intervals that correspond almost exactly with the movements and sounds of the person they are most bonded to. Your dog is not just sleeping near you, they are listening to you. A shift in your breathing, a change in your position, a sound you make without realizing it. Your dog registers all of it. And in homes where more than one person shares the sleeping space, researchers found that dogs orient their body toward one specific person, even in complete darkness, even in the deepest phases of sleep. Not the closest person, not the warmest person, their person. This behavior does not appear in dogs who are simply comfortable around someone. It shows up specifically in dogs who have formed a primary bond. The monitoring is not random. It is chosen. So the next time you wake at 3 a.m. and find your dog already watching you with those quiet, half-open eyes, understand what you are actually looking at. They were not just awake, they were on duty, and you are the only one on their watch list. 2. They bring you something when you are hurting. Your dog cannot ask you what is wrong. They do not have the words, but they have something else entirely. They have been watching you long enough to know when something is off. And they have developed their own answer to a problem they cannot solve. Studies from the University of London found that dogs approached people who were crying significantly faster and more consistently than people who were simply having a normal conversation. But here is the detail most people miss entirely. The dogs did not just approach. They brought things, a toy, a sock, whatever they could find and carry. Animal behaviorists believe this retrieval response serves 2 purposes simultaneously. First, it gives the dog a way to do something when they feel helpless, because standing still while you hurt is something they are simply not willing to do. Second, and this is the part that stays with you, it is an offering. Your dog has watched you light up when they bring a toy. They have seen you laugh when they drag something ridiculous into the room. And when you are sad, they go looking for the thing they believe might fix it. They cannot say, "I am here," so they bring you something instead. And they only do this for the person whose emotions they have been studying closely enough to read. If your dog has ever dropped something in your lap on a hard day, they were not being random. They were trying to help in the only language available to them. 3. Their entire body unlocks the moment you walk in. This is the one. Pay close attention. When a stranger walks into your home, your dog might get excited. They bark, run around, jump. The behavior is loud, obvious, easy to read. But watch what happens when you walk in. Really watch it. There is a moment, a fraction of a second, that happens before the excitement even starts. Their entire body changes, not into alertness, into something softer. Researchers who study canine body language call it a postural reset. The muscles around the shoulders drop. The ears shift from their resting position into something more open. The tail movement changes from a side-to-side wag into a full body rotation that begins all the way from the hips. This specific physical response, this full body unlock, does not happen for anyone else. A study published in the journal Animal Cognition measured the physiological response of dogs reunited with different people after a period of separation. Heart rate, cortisol levels, and body language were all tracked carefully. The results were clear. When dogs were reunited with their primary person, the cascade of physical changes was entirely different from reunions with familiar strangers, or even family members they genuinely liked. Your arrival does not just make your dog happy. It triggers a biological event that no one else on the planet can trigger in exactly the same way. Here at Rufus Explains, this is the kind of thing we come back to again and again. Not just the behavior, but the biology underneath it. Your dog's nervous system has been calibrated specifically to you. The sound of your keys, the rhythm of your footsteps, the way you smell when you walk through the door, all of it has been mapped, memorized, and stored in a brain that has decided you are the signal that everything is safe again. You are not just someone they are glad to see. You are the thing that tells their body it can finally relax. 4. They position themselves between you and anything uncertain. Watch your dog the next time something new and unfamiliar appears. A stranger at the door, a loud noise outside, an object in the house that was not there yesterday. Watch where they go. If you are their person, the answer will almost always be the same, between you and whatever feels uncertain. Not in front of you aggressively, not behind you out of fear. Beside you, body angled slightly outward, oriented toward the thing they are not entirely sure about. This is called protective positioning, and it is one of the most instinct-driven things a dog can do. In wild canine groups, positioning near a valued member during moments of uncertainty is deeply ingrained behavior. It is not trained. It is not taught. It is ancient. Research from Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest, where some of the most important dog behavior studies in the world have been conducted, found that dogs consistently orient their protective behaviors toward one primary person, regardless of how many people are present in the room. Even surrounded by people the dog loves, the body positions itself next to the one that matters most. Your dog does not know they are doing it. There is no conscious decision being made. Their body simply knows where to be, and it always knows to be near you. 5. They feel your emotions before you show them. You have not said anything yet. You have not cried or raised your voice or changed your behavior in any noticeable way, but your dog is already beside you, already quieter than usual, already watching your face with that specific kind of attention that is hard to describe and impossible to fake. They knew before you showed it. A study from Goldsmiths University found that dogs do not just react to human emotions, they absorb them. Their own cortisol levels rise when their primary person is stressed. Their behavior shifts toward calm, attentive closeness before the human has done anything visible to signal that closeness is needed. But here is what separates this from a general sensitivity to emotion. Dogs show this mirroring response most strongly and almost exclusively with their primary bonded person. They can detect distress in strangers, but they feel it with you. Science from Azabu University in Japan found that when dogs and their favorite person simply gazed into each other's eyes, both showed a significant rise in oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that floods a mother's system during skin-to-skin contact with her newborn. A loop running both directions, getting stronger every time it fires. Your dog has spent enough time in your presence that they have mapped your baseline completely. They know what your normal breathing sounds like. They know the rhythm of your movements when you are fine versus when something is sitting heavy on you. They have been collecting this information since the day they arrived in your life. And they have been using it every single day to stay one step ahead of your emotional state. This is not instinct alone. This is love expressed through obsessive, devoted, years-long attention directed at one single person. Here is what all of this means when you put it together. Your dog will never be able to tell you that you are their favorite. The words were never available to them. But every single day, in ways that are quiet and scientific and ancient and completely real, they are telling you anyway. They are listening to your breathing in the dark. They are bringing you things when you hurt. They are unlocking every muscle in their body the moment they hear your keys. They are standing between you and a world they are not entirely sure about. They are feeling your emotions before you have even felt them yourself. 5 things. 5 ways your dog has been saying the same thing every day in a language you were never taught to read. Now you know it. Subscribe to Rufus Explains, because next time we are going to show you something else your dog has been trying to tell you, that most owners miss their entire lives. Drop a comment below telling us which of these 5 you recognized in your own dog. We read every single one.